So I'm based in Singapore and I help you discover your major life lessons that are preventing you from making the money that you deserve and attracting the love that you desire. Alrighty, let's get started. So this, I'm calling it, you are invited to wake up and make up your mind today. And today I want to talk to you about the idea of separation, because it's only when we think and we believe that we are separated from our source, which is God, and then suffering happens. And recently, I think it was just yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, that there was another shooting in New York City. Very terrible, and the police has categorized that as terrorist. And terrorist, what does the word terrorist mean? Terrorist means fear. And they are putting fear in our lives. And so how did this fear get to this person in the first place? As spiritual entrepreneurs and as spiritual students, at the beginning, many years ago, like 10 years ago, when I first started my spiritual journey, a lot of teachers would say, stay away from the news, don't listen to the news, it's contaminating your mind, and just stay away from negativity, and so on and so forth. But it has been 10 years since I started, and the spiritual journey, the New Age movement, has been around for a long time. So 10 years ago, I was told that we need to stay away from the news. But look at how and where it has got us. The world is still going crazy. Everything is still going crazy. Look at the thing happening in America. America is our big brother, so to speak, right? I mean, I love America. I adore America. Look at what's happening in America consecutively. Last month, there was the shooting. This month, there is this thing happening in New York City. It's terrible. It's terrible, terrible. And so that is the effect of a cause. And what is the cause? The cause is we have lost people. The cause is people are in so much fear. And so as spiritual people, do you think it is time to actually pay attention to the news and stop avoiding it like a plague? Because it is in those news that we get informed. And the reason why we are evolved, the reason why we do the work that we do, the reason why we personally develop ourselves is so that we can make this world a much better place. And in order for us to make this world a much better place, by hiding at home, not speaking our truth, it's not doing any good. And as a parent myself, hey, hi Eric, long time no see. And as a parent myself, I have 3 children. Am I worried to send my kids out there in the world? Yes, I am. I am worried, and I pray every single day that my children are safe. And it's not that I don't trust God, that I don't believe He will take care of my children. It is the evil in the world that we are protecting ourselves against. And it is impossible for us to hide in the house and not get out of the house, and it is not living, And so recently there was this Me Too movement, right? I mean, it is so unfortunate to see so many women out there, saying Me Too. And my question is, Me Too, now what? You too, so what? Do people care? Yes, there is this great catastrophe happening within the human race. However, are we doing anything about it? Why are we losing people to terrorism in the first place? Why are we losing people to fear in the first place? Why are we entertaining fear in the first place? That is because we forgot how to love. I received, this quote in the family group, like, oh, we are family, I love you. Words are cheap. Words are cheap. I can say I love you, but my action doesn't mean that I can back it up with action. Love is a feeling. Love is not a word. And we're using it so cheaply, that it doesn't mean anything anymore. It is so unfortunate. And so I can say I love you. People can say I love you. Men can say I love you in exchange, in order for them to want something from you. Your boss can say I love you so that they can manipulate you. Have we gone crazy in this world that we allow ourselves to be manipulated. And look at Miss Universe and those pageants, and look at how we women have allowed ourselves to be objectified and to be properties of men, that we allow ourselves to walk around in bikinis and display our bodies. Is it time to step up? I have 3 daughters, and I'm sure you have nieces, nephews, and you are a woman and you know somebody of a woman. Do you feel like it is safe to send them out into the world? You know, as women, we bitch about men so often, but who are the ones who raise them? We are the ones, you know? And I've done coaching, counseling for so many years now. And even in my own journey, in my own life, that I realized that the reason why we fall apart is because our basic unit of life, which is our family, is not intact. And so the question begs, well, sometimes the family unit is not intact. So how can we be intact? So this is the effect of the cause. And what is it? Is that the family unit is not intact. So the question asks, why are human beings not intact? Why are we operating out of fear versus out of love? You know, in the book Course of Miracles, it says we are all, and Oprah also said this, we are either operating out of fear or out of love. And when we operate out of fear, it means we believe that we are separated from God. And as you know, if you have kids, you know, and if you ever experienced separation anxiety before, separation anxiety is real. Every single day, we are going through this separation anxiety from our Creator. And I just read this phrase from the Course of Miracles. God knows his children, and the sons of children recognize each other. We do not recognize each other. That's why we killed each other. That's why we think it's okay to manipulate each other. We think it's okay to cause hurt on towards each other because we feel like we are separated. You are here and I'm here, so the pain that I cause you doesn't affect me, which is not true. And that is why we suffer. Suffering starts from the state of mind. Suffering happens in the state of mind, and then it trickles down. You know, as Marianne Williamson said, we have lost 8 lives, 8 innocent lives 2 days ago. But before that, we lost that 29-year-old man. We lost him to fear. We lost him to terrorism. Why? Why? You know, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we really must change our conversation. So, you know, as spiritual entrepreneurs right now, we must really pay attention to the news and stop avoiding the news. You know, the news may not be always love and like, oh, you know, but there are some truths to the news, right? Like there are fake news. So we must use our own common sense. We must use our own intelligence right now. We must use our own conscience, if you know what I mean, to look at this world with clarity, not with tainted perception, not with the perception that it's all about me, I'm worried about survival. So as spiritual entrepreneurs, let's take the survival piece out of the way. Know that you can make a lot of money, know that all your needs are met, so that we can actually change this conversation, so that we can start actually caring about other people versus being so paranoid, being in the neurotic situation and panic about, our bills and this and that, because life, we have bigger problems than paying our bills, right? So is it time to actually stop running away from the news and stop being afraid of the news? Whereas, is it time to actually listen to the news with open hearts and understand and trace back to the source, to the cause of why we are listening to these news in the first place? I know both you and I have enough of this, and we would much prefer to listen to, good things like, this 12-year-old boy helped this lady cross the road. But why are we not hearing these stories? Because ultimately the mass media, it is still very drawn to drama. And if you look at the mainstream media right now, they are running out of news. They are running out of news. And as a result of that, they are reporting very lame news. Lame news. Like lame, if you know what I mean. Well, lame is better than fake, right? But it is still lame. So collectively, as human beings, our consciousness have to shift. And since, as Marianne Williamson said, as spiritual people, it doesn't matter when you start this spiritual journey of yours, but collectively, the spiritual people, it is a label. We have started this conversation about mindfulness, body, mind, spirit. We have started this conversation in hopes that we can change and improve the lives and end suffering and get out of the wheels of karma, get out of the wheels of samsara, which is suffering. But then now we are like, okay, this is too much. I can't take this anymore. This is too much suffering. I can't handle it. Right? But look at the world right now. It is the effect of the cause. And we need to step up. We need to step up and speak up within our communities. You know, you might not be the next Gabby Bernstein. I might not be the next Marie Forleo, but it is okay. We are not Gabby Bernstein. We are not Marie Forleo. We are we. I'm Elyse-Anne and you are whatever your name is. You are Tracy. You are Barbara. You are Samantha. You have your own name. And when you carry your name, you have your own soul purpose. And it is your job to go figure out what is your soul purpose. What is this unique gift and purpose that you are here put on earth to establish and to create and to fulfill. So as spiritual entrepreneurs, we should stop trying to be a clone of the next Marie Forleo or the next whoever, the next this, because we are not. Hello, Camille. Hello from Mexico. I'm from Singapore. Nice to meet you, right? So we need to stop aiming to be the next Marie Forleo or the next Oprah Winfrey. Be the next you. Be you. And this is where we discover who we are. This is how we close the separation gap. When we realize that God is within us, when we realize that we are powerful beyond measures, then we stop giving the power away to fear and to other people to tell us who we should be and what we need to do in life. I want you to look at your goals today, the goals that you want to achieve, right? The $1 million, the stay in a $1 million mansion, the like this and that and whatever it is. Write them all down. Write them all down. And then look at them in the eye and ask yourself, is this the goal? Are these the goals that I really, really want? Or are these the goals that the society says this is what I should have? Example, as a woman, as a girl, I'm not very smart academically. I didn't go all the way to college, but between me and my sister, I have the better looks. So my mom said, you go be a stewardess and you go marry a rich man and that's it, but that was her idea of self-sufficient. That was her idea of having me be well taken care of. In those times, it was beyond the women's mind that we women can be powerful. We women can take a stand for ourselves. We women, and I was just thinking about this today. If all of us women realize that we are powerful beyond measure, and we don't need a man for survival, then it will be interesting to see how the men will have to step up and evolve as well, because right now it is still very codependent with the man, right? It is still a very masculine world out there. Like most of the men are taking the positions in the high level rankings, right? Can you imagine when we women stop denying ourselves, then the entire ball game will have to change, right? And so I forgot what I wanted to say, but yeah, so as spiritual entrepreneurs, we have great responsibilities that since we do know the truth, then we must believe in the truth and act upon it. Knowing the truth is one thing, okay? Believing it is another. And most of us are having a hard time believing that God loves us and the universe has our back. Otherwise, we would be achieving everything we want. And so I remember what I want to say. So going back to the goals, I want you to look at those goals and ask yourself, are these the goals that you truly want? Example, I was going to give you an example, like as Chinese, a very typical Chinese family. Most parents would pray that the kids would just pass every single exam. The PSLE, please don't stay back, please pass and go to secondary school and go to the express stream. And in Singapore we have the art stream and the science stream, and the science stream obviously are for people who are smarter, and so most of the parents would expect and pray and hope that the kids will go to the science stream, and then after 4 years you take your O-levels. After O-levels, please go to JC, which is junior college, and then you proceed on to university and then get a good job. If you can go to university and get your master's and your PhD, all the better. Go all the way and then get a good job, and then climb the corporate ladder, find a decent man, settle down, buy houses and buy a house, be safe, be secure, have a few kids, and then that's it. Raise your kids well. And then the whole cycle starts again. I mean, does that even make sense? So this is what society wants for you. Have good grades, fill up the form, pay your bills, and die. This is what society standard is for you. Ask yourself, is this what you want for yourself? I've been a rebel for my whole life since I was 16. I got into bad company, went to drugs and this and that. And so it was a messy life, but I was a rebel. I couldn't, at that time when you were so much younger, I didn't realize that I cannot be conformed into a box. And right now that I know better, I know that I cannot be kept in a box as well. So you have to go through your own trials and tribulations to figure yourself out, to know yourself. If you don't take time to know yourself, then other people are going to tell you who you are. And if you look at your goals right now, does that excite you? Does that excite you? If it does, I promise you, you would already be achieving them left, right, and center. You'll be going all the way out. You don't sleep, you don't eat. It's going to have this fire in your belly. But if it's then those are not your true desires. Those are not your true goals. You know how I know? Because I went through the same process. As a business owner, as a coach, wanting to make 7 figures, you see everybody doing this and you think, you believe that you can do it too. And then to the degree that if it's not happening, then you're wondering why something's happening, something's wrong. That's not the point. But the point is then, they teach you this system, this blueprint, this formula, then create this coaching program and this and that. Creating a coaching program is easy. You and I know that it's easy peasy. Get a banner, write a sales pitch, and boom, that's a program, right? But I think I've come to this stage where I need to ask myself, is this program lighting me up? Am I doing it just to make money? Or does this program serve a purpose? So most of us have bought at least one digital program. Let me ask you a question. What happened to the digital program? Did you actually listen to it? Did you listen it on time? Or did you wait till a year later? Oh, I have this and I listened to it. So to me right now, I know most people put in their heart and souls in a digital program. But as a responsible service provider, I need to ask myself, people buy it? I put my heart and soul. Are people using it? If people are not and they're delaying time, then they are wasting their time. They're wasting their money, especially to buy this program which doesn't serve them in the first place. So how can I make sure that they pay and they use it so that they can get the results that they want in record time or in a shorter amount of time versus just allowing them to sit there, because we all need accountability, right? It's like, if we can drag because we have this ego. So this is how I want to operate out of my business now. And so if I were to create this coaching program, anybody can hire a coach. You don't have to hire me. You don't have to hire me as a healer. You can hire anybody. You can hire anybody, right? But what is the difference that I want to make? Does this program that I have created or will create excite me or not? If it's not, then I'm not going to do it, right? So then you have to ask yourself, what really excites you? Most of us have this dream of becoming a millionaire, right? In the bank account, we are all millionaires, because if we have the desire, we are already by default a millionaire. Well, we want to see in the bank account. So why is it not in the bank account yet? And so you need to ask yourself, What is your burning desire? What is your, oh, I want to be a millionaire? Do you have a burning desire to be a millionaire right now? If you do, you would be already a millionaire. Let me tell you something, right? Let me give you an example. Say, for example, a loved one gets kidnapped and you need to raise $1 million by tonight, 12 midnight. I can guarantee you, by hook or by crook, you would have that $1 million by tonight, 12 midnight, because it's a sense of urgency. You will beg, steal, borrow, do whatever it takes to get the $1 million, right? Sell your soul if you need to, right? So that's the burning desire. So we have to ask ourselves, what is our burning desire versus allowing the society to take us on a journey. And as a result, we lose our souls, we lose our excitement, we lose our happiness. Therefore, we allow fear to seep in. And then, with so much fear, and this negative self-talk, of course, we give our power up to fear and we allow ourselves to be terrorized, bullied in all shapes, sizes. Because the fundamental truth is we don't know who we are, and we don't believe that we can achieve what we want to achieve. We don't believe that our dreams matters. There are 7.5 billion people of us, and think about this, all of our thumbprints, all of our fingerprints are uniquely different. So why are we following someone else's soul purpose? Why are we following someone else's life mission? Have your own identity. This is where self-actualization comes in, and this is where individuation process comes in. It is not easy. I'm not saying that it is easy, because we are all bombarded with society's needs and wants every single day. But this is the journey. We have to strengthen our belief system. We have to strengthen our mindset. We have to strengthen our faith in God. We have to hear our soul. We have to train ourselves to hear our souls. We have to train ourselves to lead from our hearts. We have to train ourselves to trust ourselves. Just like another human being, trust is not demanded, trust is earned. So similarly with yourself, you have betrayed yourself, you have lied to yourself for so many years. This is the time to regain your trust, rebuild the trust, and trust in God. Because we, again, our senses have been insulted. We have been taught to see before we believe. But in the etheric realm and in the spiritual realm is believe, and then we see. How much do we believe? And so, obviously I'm a mother. I don't have to repeat that again. But what I want to say is there was one night I was, lying on the bed with my children, putting them to bed. And I just felt this immense heart. My heart opened up, and there was just so much love outpouring towards them. And then, my lesson obviously is self-love, right? And I asked myself, man, this is so interesting. How come I don't love myself the way I love them? Right? I say I love myself. I try to love myself. I work on my self-love issue. I really do. I work on that. But how come it's so easy to love them and it's so hard to love myself? That was when I really set on a journey to really focus on loving myself in the same way that I love my children, because love is love. There are no categories of love, right? It's either you unconditionally love yourself or you conditionally love yourself. And unfortunately, I conditionally love myself. I can love myself only when I receive this. I can only love myself if I make this money. I don't unconditionally love myself like how I love my children. So you need to ask yourself, do you unconditionally love yourself regardless? And this is where you accept everything about you, the good parts and the bad parts. This is where you also accept God's children just the way they are. Because the only reason why we are incarnated here as a human being is because we have unfinished business and unfinished lessons and new lessons we want to learn, and we are here to expand as a soul. And so the separation anxiety is real when you believe that you are separated from God, and that is when we struggle and we feel like we are alone. We have to do this by ourselves on our own, and that is why we attack other people. That is why we believe there is competition. If I take something away from you, that's why there's lack. And so we don't charge for our worth. We are so afraid of our pricing, and we don't believe that there are people going to hire us and this and that. So we go through all this mind chatter and this self negative talk, because We don't believe that we are children of God and God already has a plan for us. God already knows what we need and what we want. We don't believe that. And as spiritual entrepreneurs, we must do whatever it takes to mend this relationship so that we believe and so that we can have the courage to fulfill our dreams and our destinies, because you have a big destiny. Your destiny is to not worry about money. Is this client going to show up? How am I going to pay my bills? You have a bigger destiny than this. You have a bigger mission than just worrying about whether the people are going to show up or not. So the law of attraction serves us exactly what we ask for. So if we are neurotic about, I don't have enough money and this and that, that is what the universe is going to serve us, because that is self-fulfilling prophecy. You attract who you believe you are. And so in the past, I would tell my clients to eat, sleep, shit, breathe, every day think about the things that you want. But now I realize the more I think about it, the more I'm pushing it away, and the more there is resistance, and the more I'm telling the universe, I don't have it, I want it. The universe hears, you don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have it. The more I say, I want it, the more the universe says, you don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have it. So what is the universe going to show me? The universe is going to give me more of what I want, more of things that I don't want, which is the thing that I want, which is ironic. So this is a resistance. So now, I want to go with the flow, be easy with it, because being neurotic, being a psychopath is not giving me peace. It's defying my promise with myself, like the contract that I wrote, like I told you about it yesterday. I wrote, I am only going to do what makes me happy for the next 30 days. Well, of course, longer the better, but the mind needs a time frame. So I have a crazy thought and I ask myself, is this bringing me joy? No, it's not. I'm not going to think about it, right? So that's the commitment that I have towards myself. All right. So as spiritual entrepreneurs, as spiritual people, it is time to not be afraid of these negativity. In fact, when you listen to the news right now, open up your hearts and send them love. Send them love, because we're all connected. Send them love and pray for thousands and thousands and millions of angels to surround them right now, to comfort them and to bring peace, because the divine, the galactic councils, the angels cannot intervene until we ask for help and we give them the permission, because we have free will. They cannot intervene. So ask for help. And there are people, and there will be people who will be praying for love, praying for assistance, praying for guidance, and there you go. It matches, right? So that's to say, the reason why we do what we do, so that we can bring the light to the dark. And if we ourselves are afraid from the dark, if we ourselves as spiritual people are afraid of the dark, then what the hell, why are we on this journey in the first place? We have forgotten our calling. We have forgotten our mission. So I have read so many soul life profiles that most women entrepreneurs who are coaches, who want to do great in life, that they feel stuck. And they feel they have so much fear. They feel like they cannot advance. Why? It's because they have bought into a system. They have bought into a formula. They have fear that, they are not good enough, which is bullshit. That is why they feel stuck. All of us have an individual life path that is unique on its own. When you try to copy someone's life path, when you try to copy someone's system, that is when you meet with resistance, because that's not who you are. And every formula, every system wasn't created with you in their mind. So be courageous, have the faith to engage with life so that life can teach you and give you the experiences that you need to be a leader, to be a teacher, to be a coach, and most of all, accept yourself as who you are. Then you will be able to accept your clients, you'll be able to accept the world, you will stop having dysfunctional conversations about yourself, like I'm not good enough, I could have done better, I'm giving her extra 5 minutes or extra 20 minutes because I want her to like me, and all these kind of codependent crazy things because I want to be liked, I need to be liked. And then you don't say what you need to say to your clients because you're afraid that they would hate you, that you are afraid that they would not like you. It's all these comes from fear. And then we are neurotic about planning our lives. That is putting yourself in a box. So as we, journey into November, I invite you this month to screw the goals. Screw the goals. Screw the goals. And just practice certainty. Practice certainty that good things will happen for your highest good. All your bills will be paid. You would have the clients, because ultimately, think about this, right? If you have the gift that you do, if you have spent time mastering your gift, why would God leave your gift lingering and not use this, right? Does it make sense? If you have spent so much time and money honing and mastering your gift, why would God leave your gift hanging in the air and not use you? So your prayer needs to be, dear God, please use me. Please send the people who need my help, who are contracted to work with me. Bring them into my presence. And in the meantime, help me spread my name out there and get my name out there, and guide me to wherever that I need to be to talk to these people and to anchor the light. And pray and know that you will be guided to wherever you need to be. Right? So then we don't have to be neurotic about it. We can actually ease into life and actually enjoy life. Think about this. The reason why we say, oh, we won't have so much money is because, we think that by having all that money in the world, we are able to enjoy life. Why not enjoy life right now? If you don't know how to enjoy life right now, wherever you are, what makes you think you know how to enjoy life right there? You're going to be as neurotic as where you are now. Oh, I have $1 million now. I need to hoard my money. That's even worse. Right? So enjoy your life now so that you are telling the universe, I'm having a good time. So this is where my benchmark is. I'm going to have a good time. So know that if you have all these unique talents, God is going to use them, and you will be divinely compensated. You will be paid. So let's just drop this crazy thoughts, because it's really a habit. It's a habit. These neurotic thoughts are crazy habits that the mind has made up, and it's wasting time. So you must get to know your crazy thoughts really well, so that when it shows up, you're like, okay, this is not. There is a gap. Allow the gap. When there's a crazy thought, when there's an emotion, when there's guilt, when there's fear, pause. Press the pause button and pause. And ask yourself, is this mine? And allow these emotions to surface up, and then slowly separate yourself, and to know that these emotions are not yours. Because if you're so quick to react, then you have adopted these emotions as yours. And that is when you become a neurotic psychopath. Right? And that is when you don't allow yourself to fully engage with life and in the now. And you ask yourself, you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself. Have to know yourself. It is your job. You have one job here, and that is to know yourself. All right? So I've spoken to you for 34 minutes. That's what the time says. And I'm really happy to be with you all. And before I go, in case you don't know, that I have these little gifts for you, the Selenite Wands. I actually love them a lot. I think you can see them clearer here. I have a few of them while stocks last, and I want to give them to you if you feel guided to book a soul live reading with me. So in the soul live reading, we connect with your soul, directly to your soul. We cut away the middleman. We cut me away. And I'm here just to facilitate you connect with your soul, so that you stop being neurotic. And every time, once you connect with that space, it's always there with you. Right? Once you are connected, and you can always go back to this place and be guided from this place versus from a place of ego. And that's what my intention is. And to bring you messages for now, so that until you can channel your own messages, because all of us have this gift. People ask me, oh, are you the only one who have this gift? No, it's not. I'm here to facilitate, to bridge the gap so that you can be connected with your own soul, get your own messages without me, independent of me. That's my job, right? Can you imagine if all the politicians, all the people with power are connected with their souls? This world is going to be a much better place, and we can do that. And so I'm not here to rob you of your power. I'm here to return you your power. I'm here to facilitate so that you can complete yourself. Okay, of course, there's another part, which is rewrite your soul contract. You can negotiate your contract with God. That's what I did. Negotiated my contract with God, like tell him this is because I have free will, right? And to retrieve back my soul, to complete myself. You know, we lose our soul parts when we are traumatized, when we go through a depressive state, when we are in codependent relationship, when people want to manipulate us, our souls get stolen, or we give up our souls. And that is why sometimes we are in the days we cannot complete we feel like we're zombies because you're not completed. And so this is what my mission is all about. I'm just here to facilitate that so that you can complete yourself and you can stop giving your power away to people. So Selenite Wands, I love Selenite Wands. If you don't know anything about Selenite Wands, it can help you increase your psychic abilities. It can protect you. And Selenite Wands, Selenite is one of the most powerful crystals in the world. It is self-cleansing. Unlike rose quartz, clear quartz, or citrine, you still have to moon tan it, sun tan it, clear it, you know, whatever it is, you still got to cleanse the energy. But with selenite, it is self-cleansing. So you can actually put your other crystals on top of your selenite and cleanse it, right? So the reason why I came back to crystals is because I had some energy dysfunction and I needed some energy intervention without, you know, caffeine, if you know what I mean. How many cups of caffeine can you drink every day, right? Like not much. And you just go into this crazy overdose state. I don't want that. And so over the last couple of weeks, I was really drained. I was really tired, even though I was sleeping 8 hours a day, you know, and sometimes I nap. I was still very tired. And I'm like, no, this is not the way to go. I need to do something about myself because I can't just be in this slumber state and hibernation state all day long. So I have to take action. So that was when I decided I was going to put crystals in my bottled waters. I put citrine and I put rose quartz to help regulate my energy. And I feel really, really good now. And, you know, by no coincidence that I started to cleanse my aura. And my children were around me and I started to cleanse their energy as when they could feel it. Children are so sensitive. We have layers and layers of fear. Children are just the direct source to God and they felt the energy. And so sometimes children will ask you for proof for this. It doesn't need proof because they feel it themselves. And they feel so good. And my daughter say, oh, Mama, I'm going to La La Land now. I'm so sleepy and I feel so good. So you know it works. And because my children are very hyperactive and, you know, with these, it kind of like calms them down, if you know what I mean. So cleanse your energy from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. You can cleanse it for yourself. You can cleanse it for other people. It's fine. And by leaving this at home, it grids your house. So when you book the Rewrite Your Soul contract, you'll be given 4 of these. And you can put at each corner of your house, north, south, east, west, and grid your house. So what does gridding mean? Gridding means you shield your house, you know, so your house has this protective layer and it shields it from negative energy from coming in, right? So you shield it for that's what it is all about. So shielding. And otherwise just book the Soul Life session and you get this free shipping and I'll send it to you wherever you are in the world. All right, it's a very powerful crystal. That's the Selenite Wand for you. Alrighty, so thank you so much for joining me. The link is there to book. Go to Elyse-Anne.com/soul. If you have any questions, please drop me a PM, leave me a comment, whatever that you need. I'll be here with you. And, you know, as spiritual entrepreneurs, we really, really, really need to practice operating out of love. Okay, and the more we connect with our souls, the more we listen to our higher self, we can actually change the world. We can in one generation. We don't have to wait for the, you know, like 5,000 years later. We can change it in one generation. All right. And Einstein said this, we attract what we radiate. So every single day, pay attention to your radiation factor. What are you radiating out into the world? What message are you sending out to the world? And last but not the least, do your best not to gossip, condemn, and judge God's children. If you are a child of God, so are they. I have to practice this myself. I used to be a cabin crew, so I gossip a lot, and so it's like, and I don't gossip as much now. I don't gossip anymore, but I sometimes complain about myself, and I still judge. It's in my head. And so now that I'm more aware, I have to quickly remind myself and replace that thought by, all right, what I'm judging is the ego. And only the ego judge. Only the ego can judge another ego. Only the ego can see another ego. And so what's the truth in this? We're all doing our best as human beings to live out a best life on this earth to the degree that we know how to. So it is our job to see beyond the physical, to see beyond this ego, this physical form, and search for the soul essence. Because if you have a soul essence, so does the perpetrator, so does the rapist, so does the murderers. And we are all here to experience a lesson. Beyond this physical form, we are all the same. We are all children of God. And in fact, we are all one big blob of energy. And again, it is because that you see me here and you are over there, that the idea of separation is ingrained in our minds. And that is our job. And that is the journey to become one again. And so when we truly believe that we are one, I am you and you are me, then why would I hurt you? Why would I condemn you? Why would I sell your organs? Why would I send you to, like hell, right? So this is our job as spiritual entrepreneurs, to become love. So today, observe your thoughts and just, transform those thoughts into loving thoughts. And once you know the truth will set you free. Once again, we are either operating out of love or out of fear. Choose love. It is a conscious decision. And, consciously decide to be happy. Try it for the next 30 days and see what happens. All right, so let's be less neurotic. In fact, don't be neurotic, and know that, God really, truly, truly loves us. Repeat this. God loves me. Repeat it again. God loves me. God loves me. God loves me. You say it until you actually feel that God loves me. And then from this space, you will see the truth. All right, so have a great day, have a good night, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon again. Take care, bye-bye.